It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the podcast. Homeworld G Codes available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're there. Amazon Prime, all that good stuff. Amazon Music. Go check us out. All right? Check us out. Told you, just got back from vacation. Refreshed. You know what I mean? Refreshed, feeling good. I got a big, that's what I want to talk about. Branding, misbranding. Let me tell you something. Every time I speak to somebody about the homeland, about Jamaica, and it is what it is, we all know, there's always some kickbacks and some pushbacks from people who are not from there. But you know it already, you live at home, you're accustomed to home, everything at home is perfectly fine and peachy. But, things go on at home and get sensationalized, and, the media, they put out what they want to put out, right? The US of A will put places on travel watch lists and all kinds of stuff. And the truth is, if there's one country that needs to be on a travel watch list, I digress, right? But at the same time, you can't blame people for trying to be cautious. But at the same time, all the madness, all the issues, all the things that are going on, right, takes away, distracts from the beauty, from what people should be going to see. Now, here's what I've been seeing lately. You see me coming from a hotel or wherever I am. The show comes to you live from wherever I am, and it's a time of year when I travel a lot. Airports are half empty. More than half empty. And as I look around, I only see certain demographics in the airport. And it's an international effect, a trickle effect. I was in the grill. Went to Hanover, checked out in the grill. Spent most of the time on the South Coast, the Treasure Coast, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland. I'm from Ocho Rios. That's where I spend most of my time whenever I'm back home. I have a strong love for Portland now. Portland has become one of my favorite places. Large up my Porty people. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful terrain, beautiful landscape, and more than anything else, beautiful people. But just nice relaxing place. Less hustle and bustle than Ocho Rios. Ocho Rios is now the Miami, the South Beach of Jamaica. It's a little, it's not the beach town I grew up in anymore, but it's still nice, still beautiful. But if you're looking to chill, sit back, breathe in some fresh air, and just look out. Sometimes you can look for miles and not even see anybody. Spend some time by the ocean. Doesn't always have to be the beach, but the ocean. Look out in the vastness. The occasional fisherman goes by in his boat, picking up his pots, dropping off his pots, bringing in his fish, his lobster, crabs, whatever. I know that's what he brought in because I bought it. You know what I mean? I bought it. Yeah. Spend some time with the loved ones, man. Got a song called Peace of Mind is a Holiday. Nothing brings you more peace of mind than sitting down in a little solitude, or maybe in fellowship and conversation with your loved ones. You know what I mean? Looking out in the vastness of the ocean. Trying to figure out where the ocean meets the sky, where the horizon lives. Looking up at the sky, the sunset. Watching the sunset and the moon rise. And illuminates the darkness of the night skies. And make you say to yourself, It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Sitting out on the water many nights, watching the young ones do what they do. There's nothing more enlightening to me. Nothing gives me more joy, more strength, more energy than watching the kids be kids. You know what I mean? Watching the kids do what they do. Juliet, how you doing? How you doing? But sometimes there are many people out here in the world. Jackie, how you doing? There are many people out here in the world that don't know about certain things, and it's going to have to be marketed to them. So someone like myself will go out and be there, and it's home, and I'll come back and I'll tell somebody about it. But of course, they're going to do their research. No different from what I would do. Right? There are beautiful places in the world, and I enjoy it. I travel them a lot. And one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I've been to many countries in the world. One of the most beautiful places on the planet is that island in the sun called Jamaica. The black, the green, the gold. Some very, 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 very nice people. We do have some aggressive people. Got some rough people. We got some lovely people, some beautiful people. And for the most part, if your intention is to go be with those people and around those people, then you got nothing to worry about. So again, staying away from the North Coast this time and this going into a quiet place. An artist had to have painted it. You know, and I knew what I was going for and where I was going. So I brought my camera, you know, not just my phone, but my camera, so I can capture some sharper images of the waterfalls and some sharper images of the mountains and some sharper images of the clear blue skies, the beaches and the sand and the abandoned boats, the birds, the flora, the fauna, some fruit, just looking around. And for those people who believe that there's nothing above us, nothing higher than us, you must be crazy. Some artists, some painter, some potter crafted all this. It just couldn't have popped up out of the blue. You know what I mean? It is that beautiful, it's that glorious, it's that lovely that you know somebody painted this. So if you have never, and you hear about Jamaica, and when you talk about Jamaica, all you hear about is Kingston and Montego Bay and Negril and Ocho Rios for the most part. And do some research. Check out the Treasure Coast, right? And again, I must do the shout outs because they took crazy care of us, man. Beautiful, beautiful property, luxury property. Huge swimming pools right by the ocean. You can stay in the pool and watch the infinite distance of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Saying hi, people, friendly people going by. You can consume the produce, real produce, stuff that's good for you. Ain't nothing like picking that fruit off of that tree. Not the one that came from thousands of miles away and was picked green, forced to ripen so that it could get to the supermarket shelf so you could consume some average fruit. No. Picking it right from the tree. Pulling it right from the soil. Oh, something glorious about it. Something heavenly about it. That's Jamaica for you. Simple thing like KFC. People say, yo, I want the thing taste so different, star. I want the thing taste so. Sure. Same seasonings, right? Yeah. The part of it that they ignore is that the chicken real. If you're a chicken eater, you know what I mean? It's not like US where that chicken probably was made in China. Or in the lab here. Last Friday. And I was big enough to go to the store, you know? Think of just being in a natural place, in its natural element, natural and beautiful. Again, when we get off of here, not now, but when we get off of here, head to Homegrown with G Code on YouTube. Posted a video. I didn't even have nothing to say. I just captured some video elements from sunrise to sunset in different places, but it's just a Treasure Coast and Negril, you know. So Hanover, St. Elizabeth, St. Thomas, where's the Ed? You soon reach back. I want to big up the good folks over there at KRP Villas. Dope. And that's a beautiful property. Beautiful, beautiful property. Chef, you deal with the thing. You deal with the things. You deal with the things properly. You know what I mean? Seafood, amazing. Lobster, lobster, seafood, not a lobster, the fish, the crab, the whole nine. Man. Man. So big up yourself, big up all your staff. Just friendly people. Fotawa, go on, G. Lodge up yourself. You know what I mean? Every Nisha, what up? You know what I mean? Housekeeping. So but when I say immaculate, I mean immaculate. You know what I mean? Proper. You know, anytime I get things proper, I start talking like this. Like, it's like my accent change, yo. Anytime the thing is just amazing, just magnificent. You know what I mean? And my accent change, start talking like this because I can't help myself. You see, I'll tell you, said the place proper. It's KRP Villas in Westmoreland. When Metal said the thing is like, it's a slice of heaven. You know, I went to a place in Portland before and I thought, and to me, it was just a glorious, magnificent place. And I was like, can you ever top this? Never thought I could, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, no slight, no indictment. That's still glorious. But we stepped it up a notch, you know what I mean? KRP, you did your thing. You know what I mean? When I say amazing, I mean amazing. So lodge up yourselves. I'll put the information on Instagram and all that, you know what I mean? In the show notes and everything so you can check it out yourself when you get an opportunity. You know what I mean? But KRP Villas, make sure you go check them out. Bad things, you know what I mean? Property pristine, it's beautiful. Beautiful grounds, you know what I mean? Just mango trees lining the property. You know what I mean? Beautiful warm pools. You know what I mean? We just sit outside sometimes, listen to some music and just wow. Because that's how I vacation out, chill, you know what I mean? Back in the day, I always had to have an itinerary and something to do. Now, you come at me with an itinerary, I might punch you in the throat. You know what I mean? None of that. Pop. Get up out of here. You know what I mean? With your itinerary. Don't want none of that. Bam. Tomorrow, we do what we do. All right? We just know a couple places we want to touch. We got to touch Niggerville, not you. Okay, we go down there. Rick's Cafe Lodge up itself. I ain't jumping. You know what I'm saying? Leaning for the doors and now. But, why not? Stop. Go to the beaches, hang out. You know what I mean? Drink a little something, chill. Know what I mean? So we got to do all that. I'm from Ocho Rios, where it's the world-renowned Dunn's River Falls, which is quite commercialized at this point in time and not the same as when I was a kid, but what is, you know, after all hundreds of years of increased traffic, it's not going to be the same. And of course, people think of it from a commercial standpoint, so they try to tourist it up and all that. Let me tell you something. Boy. St. Elizabeth. YS Falls. Oh, my God. Beautiful. Tourist, of course. But when I say still protected and preserved and pristine and natural beauty and all that. Anywhere you see all the local people clamor to also, that's a sign. It's like going into some ethnic restaurant. If you don't see anybody from that ethnicity in there, you know it's something right. Not you. Something right. Right? But when I tell you, we got the good folks out at YS Falls too. Amazing, beautiful. Again, I might be posting some shots. I'm going to post some pictures, you know what I mean? Because half of it for me was just sitting out there collecting images. Got the album coming out before the end of the summer. Might even take some of those images and put it in the interior and the artwork. So when it comes out, you can go grab a copy and see, you know what I mean, what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, anywhere in the world you are, if anybody ever tells you that paradise don't exist, go to Jamaica. Don't just randomly go anywhere doing it. Because anytime I talk about not having an itinerary. I'm not an itinerary guy anymore. But if you go somewhere and you plan it right, just research and make sure you're going to the right spots. If you're a person that don't like the hustle and bustle, you don't got no business being in Kingston, right? Kingston is the party central. You ain't gonna party, you can't go do that. You want some roots, go by Dub Club, do what you want. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, if you want to chill, enjoy the lush green landscapes. If anybody me tell you some boy, you don't say Jamaica, Jaja, be a bill upright about non-development and thing. And yes, might be no trees and other places. Oh my gosh, you concrete on what? Yeah, that's true. But you see, if you really want the mountains, the roaring, lush mountains, them unspoiled skies, no pollution, you know what I mean? Air so fresh you could bottle it and sell it for $1 million a bag. You know what I mean? Then you go to the Treasure Coast, go to the hills, just find the right places to go. Sometimes you don't want to be on that beach. I know how it is. I don't do Fort Lauderdale Beach and Hollywood Beach and all that. It's just all too many people. I don't like crowds. But the good thing about these places is that there's so many beautiful beaches. You could go on there, look left, look right, and you're the only one there. You and your people. You can stroll. You can swim. Sometimes you just want to have your feet in the sand. You know what I mean? the beauty of it all. Right? And there's trees right there, so you can always stand under the trees. A lot of them are fruit trees. It's just the perfect merger, the perfect marriage of flora, fauna, sand, and sea. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Jamaica. I'm telling you. So do that research and make sure you go. You know what I mean? Check out that reggae music. Lovers Leap, dope. I didn't go. You know, in all honesty, Juliet, I purposely, and again, this is how I vacation. I try to do like 3 vacations a year. Right? But how I vacation right now is this. I want my itinerary too packed. And I know, and I got, you know, because I'm telling people, encouraging people to vacation and go, because guess what? We got so many people stressed out in life right now and snapping, and I got friends of everybody snapping, everybody a little uptight and whatever the case may be. It's because we're just focused on building wealth, the business, you know what I mean, the bills, the job. I'm a big head picking them have like a big head picking them every yard. Oh, you know what I mean? I didn't focus on. Got to focus on you. You know, when you go on the plane with them, till I say, if something goes wrong, this mess going down, put on your mask and then you put on the other one. You know what I mean? You can't save yourself. You can't save nobody if you can't save yourself. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, so I'm telling people, hey, go vacation, go enjoy yourself, go to beautiful Jamaica. But do it the right way. Prepare. Go on and enjoy. Don't cram it up with too much to do. Again, like I say, if there's too much stuff on my itinerary, I ain't with it. Why? Again, I'm not in everybody's pockets, and maybe taking my route may cost you a little bit more, because guess what? When you plan things in advance, cost less. You book tours in advance, you do this or that in advance, you know, you come up with some better prices. But I don't like commitments, not on my vacation. Commit to my wife and that's it. I don't like the commitments. So I know when I get there, if I have to book it on spot or do this on spot, it may cost me a little bit more. But guess what I get with that? The peace of mind of knowing that if I wake up tomorrow morning, I really don't have to do nothing. I'm not committed to doing something. Sometimes you book something, you have a tour plan or whatever, you kind of, you're exhausted from the night before, or you just want to chill, or you want to wake up late, you want to sleep in, but you can't do it because you got something planned. Right? I'm just saying, this is my way, how I do what I do. Right? This is how I do what I do. Rosemary Wagwan, how you doing? You say you're taking a look at KRP Villas, Diane. Check it out. When I say beautiful, I'm saying beautiful. Right now, off all the places I've stayed, in terms of accommodation, it's number 1. Number 1. Uno. All right, that's the facility. That's the accommodation. Vibes, relaxation, energy. I'm gonna say this probably is number 1 too. Again, because I'm also, and if I'm in Ocho Rios, it's never really a relaxation vibe for me. I love it, but that's home. So I'm always running and gunning and linking and checking everybody. And you know what I mean? So at the time, Portland was it. You know, Portland was that spot. But when I tell you, personally, if you live your life right, you do good, you believe and have faith, and at the end of it all, you wake up in heaven, it's probably the Treasure Coast. I'm just saying. It's probably you know, people talk about heaven in the sky. I've never been there, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, you might wake up in heaven and be like, well, damn, shit, it's Jamaica. I didn't know. You know what I mean? You live your life right and believe and study the word. And then at the end of your life, you go to the pearly gates just to find out, is a Rasta out there upon. Welcome to the Treasure Coast, Aya. You know what I mean? And you're going St. Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? Westmoreland, I saw the thing set up. I'm just saying, that's how beautiful, how peaceful, how amazing, how glorious, how spiritual it was. And it is. All right? Circle back around to this. For those who live on the island, you may not live on the Treasure Coast. You may live somewhere else. But whatever you do, you represent the island. And if you're doing ill, when that word gets out of the island, nobody specifically will mention where you're from. So if you're from a small inner city community in Kingston, a rural community in St. James, or anywhere in the island, when you do ill deeds that run up the data, the crime data in the island, when it comes out, nobody says, Jamaica is a peaceful place, beautiful place. Don't go to that small inner city community in Kingston. And they won't say, hey, don't go to that small rural community in St. James. They're going to say, don't go to Jamaica. Again, hit me up on social media at MyGCole, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll let you know. I'm going to post some stuff. You'll see the vibes. All right? And for those people who are just worried about travel, if you are able to travel, that is, and don't get me wrong, if you're not capable of traveling, I'm not sending you to go do it. But if that's not an issue and you're just not traveling because of fear or whatever, cast fear aside. And remember, I tell you, don't wait till you die to go to heaven. Heaven's in Jamaica, and you need to check it out. All right?
She said, no, you can't look but not touch, no. She said, no, you can't look but not touch, no. She said, no, you can't look but not touch, no.